I was told no so many times. I put my ego to the side. I put my pride to the side and asked for help and was told no by everybody. Everybody told me no. They mocked me. They laughed. Oh, have fun doing solar. I love that shit. I love the challenge. I love people pushing me, telling me I can't fucking do something. I love that. That is fuel for my engine to keep roaring and keep going. And I'm not about, look at what I did. I'm like, hey, I prove results. I show numbers you can watch from afar. I turn haters to fans. That's the goal. Get them to follow you, get them to work for you, get them to be on your pod. You get them to just fucking buy all in. But in their deep, dark soul where they said no, and they thought I didn't have it, that we didn't have it, and that we couldn't do it, there's regret on them. And that's okay. I'm glad that it happened. Things happen for a reason. It made me tougher. It made me grind harder. It made me work harder. It made me fire 80% of guys and ladies that weren't doing their job in 16. I have this 80-20 rule. I believe every month you should turn over and replace 20% of your staff. They're holding those departments down. I truly believe that. If you want to grow like this, like a rocket ship, you got to burn and churn that bottom part of the associates in your company that aren't cutting the mustard, that aren't hitting their KPIs. You got to replace them. You got to keep pushing everyone forward. And started to grow the solar company. It started to take off in 17. It's like, whoa, started getting a paycheck. We switched to American-made panels and doubled in size. And then in that time frame, we were flirting with around 40 million in sales for the year. And I was in waters I wasn't used to. And I had a choice to make. Do I let my ego take advantage of it and try to do this myself with Kevin, who's my marketing guy? I love Kevin. He's my right hand, but he's my marketing guy. I'm running the company. I'm building the company. I've got account managers. I don't really have a CFO. We really don't have a president. We don't have a big corporate structure. Do I hire someone to take this to the next level and bring in a private equity partner? What do I do? And I remember 4th of July weekend in 2017. I sat there thinking about it. I was in Myrtle Beach at a beach house with my family. And I said, in order for me to get to the next level, I've got to bring people in smarter than me. I've got to put my ego, my pride to the side. You can't be Superman and run a business. You got to be the Avengers. You got to have a team around you that's smarter than you at other aspects of the company. You got to protect the brand. I didn't even know what the fuck EBITDA was till 2 years ago. I say that all the time. That's a fact. I didn't learn that till 2017, 2018 timeframe. I just didn't. And that's okay that I didn't. But what I did learn and what I did figure out is that if I can find somebody that can be fully vested, fully interested in the growth of our business and care and love it as much as me, but they had credentials and experience and wisdom that I don't have, it would only better me and better the company. So I brought in our president, Steve Murphy. He's been in billion-dollar transactions. He's been in the medical industry. He's been with board. He's been executive chairman in large boards. He's done a lot of cool things. That allowed me to bring someone in and me to get wisdom, to be able to align the stars of how do we be more corporate? How do we structure an HR team? How do we get an accounting team? How do we grow what we need to grow? How do we do it the right way where I don't have to do everything because I can't do everything. I'm not great at everything. I'm great at some things. I'm great at motivation. I'm great at vision. I'm great at being a leader and executing and making decisions. I am not great at financials. I am not great at learning EBITDA. I'm not great at corporate structure. I'm just not. And I had to set my ego and my pride on the passenger seat here and shelf that in order to help the company. And so I brought somebody in. I was able to admit that I'm not the smartest, that I'm not the best. And I was able to take advantage of that and put somebody in that place to really help it out. And that was a game changer for our business and a game changer for me. Then we continued to grow. We added a CFO. We added a chief sales officer. I brought Ben back. Ben went and did home security for 5 more years. We grew this company that's worth several $100 million to $1 billion business. And he gets out of the security business and, he's like, hey, I'm going to go start a solar company. I'm like, hell no. Come over here and join it and listen to this. He was the number one at Power Home Technologies. I had my company, he had his company. We came together and joined his company and I had to sit passenger. In order for him to come work for me, he had to feel like a partner. He had to be respected like a partner. He had to have some gain share options. He had to be able to have a seat at the table, but he had to sit number 2. And he does sit number 2. And he's here to testify, not on this podcast, but he has testified on other podcasts and in life that sometimes you have to shelf your ego. Sometimes you have to shelf your pride in the better for yourself and the better for the whole business and what's great for everybody. And I was a good number 2, and Ben was a good number 1, but I'm a great number 1, and he's a great number 2. And that makes us that much more effective.